Hi, hello, and welcome to yet another weekly talk with Hannah. Last week was kind of slow. It was good in the reading sense because I read not a lot of good books, but some good books where I just couldn't stop. But let's just say that it was a really bad movie week because I haven't watched shit. I haven't watched anything, and it's just I don't really know. I just Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I have been so bad at it is basically that I have had so many YouTube videos to watch, and basically what that means is that I watch that instead. Now I am done with that. I have catched up on everything, so I might be able to, get back into at least some movie watching. But who knows? Because apparently I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to do anything, so yeah. But I have watched a few TV shows. I have not watched anything new. Let's say that. So I'm continuously watching I Am a Killer, which is fascinating. That is, I don't feel like I can say anything else. So these are about people who, now this second season that I have started, one of them don't is not on death row. She's like 6 years in prison or something, but she can be. I mean, she can start I almost said searching. Basically, she can send in that she wants a release from 2030, I think, which is quite soon actually. So it's sometimes it's very fascinating, and there are just a lot of things that I feel like you actually could talk about in this series. Like there are a lot of things. It's just like because some of them you kind of feel sorry for, some of them you are just like, this is really cold. So it's very fascinating. Then I have finished off Homestead Rescue, Rainy Ranch, which I mean I really like it. It was fascinating. Now that one has ended, so we're done with that. But it was very fascinating. Can we just say that it was quite good? Then I also finished off How I Caught My Killer, which basically is the stories where the victim's phone basically solved the murder, which is very very fascinating. And yeah. And then I watched the dog house. That is really cute. It's a really cute series about basically this dog rescue center where people, can adopt dogs. And overall, it's really cute. Now, have I watched anything more than that? No, I haven't. I have been, let's call it, I've been pretty bad at watching things. And there is it's kind of nothing, no reason, to be completely honest. I've just not felt like it. And I have basically spent, last week was basically my just like, let's just get through everything and like just get through all YouTube videos so I can focus on other things. That's what I did. And I mean, I have to say it was a good decision just because now I have 5 from yesterday because they came out late, and I feel like I'm not gonna stay up way later to get through those. But I mean, 5 is better than how many I had in the beginning. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about books that I have read. Now, some of these are for my Kindle clear out, so I am not going to say much about those just because, I mean, yeah, why ruin a surprise? So, the first one is for that. That one is for that video, is the Firekeeper. And one thing I have to say, it would be really interesting if someone actually guessed the theme for this Kindle clear out. Just because it has a theme, and yeah, this one has a sad theme. So yeah, the Firekeeper, I give it 3 stars. It was fine. I overall like this series. I'm going to continue on with this series. I'm going to finish off this series. The thing with this is that it is a trilogy, and then it goes straight into a duology, and it kind of follows that same, not the same people, but like in the same world. And I think you need to finish off those 2 to kind of know where everything is going to go. And yeah, so I like it. it's good. It's not my favorite, but yeah, it's so far it's good enough for me to continue on. Then I finished Catching Sparks and this one. This is basically about this. You meet Garrison in the other book, which is Strung Along, and you meet Poppy there. So basically, Garrison, he is the CEO of this like music company, and he does something stupid. So he's like his father basically sends him to Cherry Peak to basically stay there until it has died down, and he is pissed of that. He and Poppy get into like this friends with benefits. They basically like, I mean, they fall in love, but he, now I have to say, he has to go back. Can we just say that? I feel like there is something different when they don't have to go back and they go and leave. He has to go back because he is the CEO of this place. Now he could have asked her, to come along, but apparently he didn't feel like doing that. But he basically makes the decision to move kind of his business side, like get a person who basically is in that place in Toronto, and he decides that he is going to be based in Calgary, which is, as far as I could tell, basically like 2 hours away from Cherry Peak, and that is kind of the closest that he can get. And but basically Poppy is like, she's not opposed to moving just because she feel like Cherry Peak is sometimes too small. So yeah, so the next one, I can't wait. It's going to be interesting, and I am going to guess that we are going to see the other people, which is great. Then I read The Last Letter, and can we just say I was crying my eyes out. So if you haven't read this, I will spoil it for you, basically. But in this one, you have Ella, which is this woman who, she's like 25 or something, and she has twins. And basically her brother is in the army, in like these special ops. And basically what happens is that her brother dies, and her brother basically sends Beckett, who, the thing is, they were talking. But he basically gave his call sign, which is Chaos, so she don't know that it's him. I don't really know why he didn't tell her, just because when he told her that, and he told her the reason, the thing was that she was fine with it, with his explanation. He just thought, like, in his mind, he was the one that killed her brother. But she's just like, no, you are not. So basically, she was taking it really good. What she didn't take really well was that he lied. But these two sweet children, basically, the girl, she has cancer. She's a really aggressive cancer that has a really high death rate. But let's just say that the ending, she dies. The brother is basically caught in a landslide and dies. And I was just like, this woman, she can't catch a break. Like, everyone has died. And yeah, now Beckett, he is kind of cute. He was just like, I am not going to leave this place. Basically, what he did was that when Ella had to sell off pieces of the property, he bought it up. Like, he bought it. And basically he has built a house for her, and he has basically just everything that she used to own. Basically, he has just I'm gonna buy it up, and I'm just going to, be really nice about it. And I am just like, that's really cute. Now, I don't like that he lied. And the ending is very, very sad, and I don't know why we had to put that in. I kind of get it, just because, sometimes the most horrific things happen to basically people who don't deserve it, which is always sad. And it's just like, yeah, it is horrible. But I loved this so much. And yeah. Now we have like two time jumps. There is like 6 months and 6 months or something. So yeah. But one thing I also like that even when they broke up, like neither of them was dating other people. I mean, they were broken up, but he was only focused on her. He was just like, like when the people in on school like said, "You want to go on a date?" He was just like, "Nah, it's fine." No, his eyes were only on her, and her eyes, like she was also asked out on a date, and she was just like, no. And I feel like it was nice to see, like he didn't just like go and just like go be with every other woman everywhere. That is, yeah, it was good that way. So yeah. The next one I read was Realm of Dragons. So this is basically for like the Aurelian path where I am going to read dragon books. So this one, fine, 3 stars. Not gonna say that it was fantastic or anything, but it was fine. And I don't know what else to say about it. I give it 3 stars. It was fine. So, I am just like, 3 stars is usually fine, but it wasn't like horrible. Then we have In Her Own League. And in this one, we are following Emmett and Reese. And basically, she takes over this baseball team, and she's the CEO of that. And basically, she's the first woman who ever has done this. And people are not nice about it. Can we just say that? They are not nice about it, and it's horrible to see how much we're just like, oh, you as a woman can't know anything about this, and it's just like really bad. Emmett is kind of the only one on her side in like the people who have anything to say, and basically, yeah, it's really cute, and they are trying not to be together, but they are always like attracted to each other. And one thing that I really like is that basically she has so many, like, in her mind, Emmett has just screwed her grandfather over with money, just like in you meet Kai, and Kai you meet in the I'm gonna say Caught Up. And basically what happens is that she's just like, well, you made all these changes in the plane for him and the nanny and everything, and he's just like, no, Emmett paid for that. Like Monty paid for that. His call name is like Monty. And basically she is just like, oh, I have everything wrong about him. Like how he is, she's just like, everything is just so wrong. And she's just like, I can't believe that everything that I have thought I knew about him, I actually don't know. Which is fascinating. And yeah. And basically he's just like, she's so hard. She don't think about other people. She's just like money, money, money. So basically what she does is that she tries to make it up with, good things. Like she maybe not have thought about it, but when he says things, she's just like, I'm going to try my best to, actually, even if I have to do this, I'm going to, help that person. And she has helped so many people, and it's very, yeah, it was really good. I really loved it. I give it 5 stars. I loved it. The next one I read was My Daddy is a Hero, and this is basically about Chris Watts, and is basically written, basically a psychoanalyst has written this, and it's fascinating. This is such a fascinating, like, whole story, heartbreaking and fascinating, and yeah. And, it's something that has happened in, like, newer time, which is, yeah. Then I read The Problem with Pugs. This one is also for Kindle Clear Out. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. And there was just a few things that I was just angry about. So I didn't give it a high rating. Then I read How to Blog for Fun and Profit, and this one is just because I had it on my Kindle. So I basically have this wheel that every time I finish off a nonfiction, I spin the wheel, and you basically have the ones that I already have, and then I have a few new ones where I just like go down the list on all the nonfictions that I have, at one point or another wanted to read. And yeah, it was fine. Not like something that I will say that it was mind changing. This comes from like a place, like a time where I wanted to, be a blogger, and now I don't think I want that. But I mean, you never know. Then I read Music Man, and I gave this 3 stars. It was fine. This is also for my Kindle Clear Out, so I basically talked length what I actually thought about this. So yeah, but there was definitely some highlights in this. Then I read Here With Me, and in this one, it's basically a ex-boyfriend's dad. So it's very fascinating. And in this one, basically, Noah and Fisher. So Noah meets Fisher at a rodeo. They basically have a one-night stand, and she figures out that his name is Underwood, and she's just like, I was together with his son. So she runs off, and she's just like, I'm never gonna meet him again. And then he becomes the farrier. Now, if you have never heard about a farrier, it's basically the ones that do the hooves on the horses. And she's just like, they have a fraternation. Not that they care about that, but it basically becomes like this whole thing, and they are so attracted to each other, but they can't be together. And basically, when they are together, he's just like, I can't be together with you because that would like ruin my chance with my son. So they break up. There are a lot of things that is happening, and basically, the son eventually figures out, just because there is a fire in the barn. And Fisher goes in and basically saves all the horses, and he is, taken to the ICU or something. And when he's lying there, she doesn't leave his side. Noah doesn't leave his side. Basically, the son figures it out. So basically, Fisher eventually decides that he's going to talk to the son, and he's just like, the only thing that he gets mad about is that he lied about it. He's just like, I want you to be happy. I want Noah to be happy. Just because he thought he loved her. But basically, Grammy Grace, which is one of my favorite characters, and I think Grammy Grace will be my favorite character in this entire series because she was so fun. She saw this from a long time. Like the first time she saw them together, she's just like, oop, there you go. And it was just so fun. But basically, Grammy Grace, she talked to basically Fisher's son, and he was just like, I don't think I love her. I just like the idea of being with her. So yeah, but then he was just like, I want you both to be happy. Yeah. So he was just like, it's not going to ruin everything. Like he needs like a day or two to scrub his mind of basically everything. But yeah, it was good. So yeah, I loved it, basically. The last book that I read was Throne of Dragons, which is the second one in this series by Morgan Rice that I read, because I need dragon books. This one was very short though, so yeah. But what to say, I liked it enough to, continue on. I don't love it, but it's fine, and yeah. Yeah. I did finish another one. So I did finish Fortuna Sworn. This is a reread, and I can't wait to continue on with this series. So it's fine. I think I am actually going to do one thing that I never do, and that is to bump down the rating from 5 to 4. Just because I don't think I love this as much as I did the first time around. So, but yeah, I have the entire series, so I am going to, continue on, finish off that series, and basically see what I can do. So, yeah. I mean, there is a few things that might happen this week that you will see in the vlogs. And I mean, I am also writing more TBR cards, which is really, really interesting just because I have quite a few ones that I have written down. And it's just really interesting and great to actually get some more TBR cards, even though I have a whole stack. But you know, it's good to have some that I maybe not have. So yeah, the only thing that I need to write on the new ones is basically points. So yeah, and how I actually set points is that how easy is this to actually accomplish, or sometimes it's just like this is a really like important card. So like the BRPLC prompt is 100 points just because it's very important. And basically one thing is that if I have a higher rating, like if I have 100 points, I'm going to get to 500 quicker, and that basically means that I might be able to, you know, read more books, which is kind of my thought process. Like then I might be able to, you know, get to more important books. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do, but yeah. So I don't think there is anything else to talk about for this weekly talk, just because I have not done a lot this week. I've been playing Dreamlight Valley. They came out with a new one with Pocahontas, and so far I am liking it. I like that there is no talk about John Smith or the other guy, just because the story behind that is just so horrific that I am happy that she don't even mention it. I kind of don't want that. And I am kind of hoping that they go that route as well. So, that's kind of it. I hope you liked this video, and I will see you next time for another one. I will see you tomorrow, actually. So yeah, bye!